Breaking news from WRAL. Coverage you can count on.
And that breaking news, deputies are on the scene after a reported shooting just outside of Raleigh. What we're learning right now from the WRAL Breaking News Tracker.
And you don't have to grab that heavy coat this morning. Our temperatures are much warmer. We're looking at mid-50s, headed to almost 80 this afternoon. I'll show you how much warmer it gets from there.
Plus, big coaching buzz. Will Wade could be seeking an exit from NC State just a year after taking the job. Why this talk isn't going away and what it could mean for the Wolfpack. Hey, thanks so much for joining us this Thursday morning at 4:30 a.m. Bless you for waking up this early. I'm Chris Lovingood. We do have a look right now at how the weather conditions are outside with meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner. Comfortable outside, Elizabeth.
Yeah, look at this. Temperatures are in the 50s. Yesterday, temperatures were in the 30s. So big change for us heading out the door this morning. Take a look at the tower, though. Back here in our backyard, we do have it lit in purple because we do have a lot of cloud cover across our area. Our wind is coming from the southwest, however, and that is bringing in some nice warm temperatures for us today. And temperatures this afternoon are going to respond to that as well. But in the mid-levels of the atmosphere, just above us, we have a couple of disturbances that are bringing some cloud cover to the area. It's not cloudy everywhere, but expect some patchy overcast as you're waking up this morning. Our temperature again, 55 Roxborough, 58 Raleigh, 55 Fayetteville. These temperatures are a solid 20 to 25 degrees warmer than this time yesterday. So we see the same thing this afternoon too. We'll warm up to 70 at lunchtime and we'll see highs near 80 this afternoon. We're still on track tomorrow to see highs at or above records. And so we'll talk about what that looks like and a cold front that comes through Friday night.
All right, sounds good, Elizabeth. We'll come back to you in just a bit. Let's get back to that breaking news. The Wake County Sheriff's Office is investigating a reported shooting. This happened on Broken Arrow Court, which is just outside of Raleigh. In fact, that's where Kirsten Clark is in the WRAL Breaking News Tracker this morning. Kirsten, kind of give us a closer look at that scene and explain what else we know so far.
Yeah, Chris, this is a mobile home park off of Pool Road in eastern Wake County. I'm going to take a step out of the way here so you can get a better look at the scene. At this point, we're still seeing a couple sheriff's deputies still on scene here, but the focus is on that one home in the corner there. You can see the lights are still on. The door is open. And I want you to take a look at this video showing the scene when we first arrived about an hour ago. You can see the home blocked off with yellow tape, and there were several more sheriff's deputies on scene, as well as EMS. We saw at least two people getting medical attention from EMS, and one person was put on an ambulance and transported away from the scene as deputies continued their investigation. So we're still working to learn more information about this reported shooting, including who is involved, the extent of any injuries, as well as what actually happened leading up to it. We'll be sure to bring you those details as soon as we have them. Live in Wake County, Kirsten Clark, WRAL News.
This morning, 2 people are displaced because of a house fire in Raleigh, and that happened on Central Road. Our team was there around 11 o'clock last night as firefighters rescued pet birds and fish from a home. Firefighters say that candles on the porch, those are what started the fire, but no injuries were reported. The people who lived there are staying with loved ones. Wilson police are investigating a shooting of a 14-year-old. That boy was found shot with a gunshot wound inside a home on Woodside Drive West in Wilson. This happened around 8:45 last night. And what you're seeing here is new video this morning from that scene through the WRAL Breaking News Tracker camera. You can see officers and crime scene tape around the home. The teenager was taken to the hospital, and we're trying to learn more about how he's doing and what led to him being shot. Well, talk about college basketball coaching drama. Hubert Davis is out at UNC, and now is Will Wade leaving NC State? New reports say that he could be on his way out after just one season. WRAL's Kelsey Coffey is live at NC State at the Bell Tower there. And Kelsey, this is a hot topic of conversation on campus.
Yes, Chris, it is. This morning, we're working to find out what could be next for Wolfpack men's basketball. This after CBS Sports reports that LSU is on the verge of bringing back NC State men's basketball head coach Will Wade, bringing him back to their campus. Now, Wade signed a 6-year, $17 million contract with NC State just a year ago. He would have to pay a buyout to leave. His first year at NC State delivered mixed results on the court, the Wolfpack going 2014 with 8 losses coming in the final 10 games. He coached at LSU from 2017 to 2022. He was fired from there over reports of recruiting violations. We spoke with students on campus about their reaction to Wade's possible exit.
I'm really upset, actually.
I think it's really frustrating.
I was hoping that he would stay and kind of
work on the rebuild.
Now, Wade has not commented on any reports of his possible exit, but during a news conference just 2 weeks ago, before all these reports came out, he said that he was dedicated to the Pack. Kelsey Coffey, WRAL News, live in Raleigh.
Today, UNC's Board of Trustees is in the process of deciding the future for the men's basketball team after Coach Hubert Davis was fired. His time as coach was marred by falling short of expectations, and that includes the Tar Heels getting bounced in the first round of the men's NCAA tournament in back-to-back years. For more than 70 years, coaches have had a tie to the Dean Dome's namesake, but now sports writer Art Chansky says he feels that a shakeup could be coming.
They would like to get another Dean Smith or a Roy Williams.
Who wouldn't?
Yeah, exactly. But I think they realize now that just being a member of the family is not the answer. You can't get this one wrong. If you do, there's a lot of people who are going to be in hot water.
Now, when it comes to the Tar Heels' next coach, UNC President Peter Hans will have to approve whoever athletic director Bubba Cunningham finds. The board then approves that choice from there. So be sure to download the WRAL app and turn on your push alerts. That way, you can be the first to know when there are new developments in the UNC and NC State coaching situations. Police say they have arrested a man in connection with a deadly shooting in Durham. Officers arrested 23-year-old Saquon Bowens yesterday. He's being held in the Durham County Detention Center without bond. That shooting happened on East Umstead Street on February 11th. Investigators say that Bowens shot and killed 47-year-old Tavarius Joyner. Officers found Joyner on the sidewalk suffering from a gunshot wound, and he later died at the hospital. But officers have not said if the two knew each other or said what motive there could have been in this shooting. The future of a man accused of killing teenagers in Orange County is kind of up in the air right now. In January, a jury convicted Isaiah Ross of second-degree murder of Devin Clark's death, but they couldn't agree on whether he killed Lyric Woods. A mistrial was declared on that charge. And now Ross's lawyer is saying they are meeting to discuss what to do next. The next court date is June 16th. One new development in the war in the Middle East, Iranian leaders have appeared to reject a U.S. ceasefire plan, according to Iranian state television. This happened after Iran's foreign minister claimed there were no official talks. According to NBC News, the Trump administration sent Iran a plan to end the war. A senior official said leaders, quote, responded negatively to the proposal, and they reportedly detailed 5 demands. Those include stopping assassinations by the United States and Israel and complete control of the Strait of Hormuz. The White House warned Iran it would be hit harder than before if they did not accept that deal. Now, as for the war's effect right here on gas prices, in Raleigh, an average gallon of regular gas will cost you $3.80. Durham has the most expensive gas in the Triangle at $3.84, and Goldsboro is sitting at $3.71. You can always find the cheapest gas prices in the area by using the WRAL fuel tracker. Just go to our website, WRAL.com, and search fuel. Just a heads up, as there is a new warning from the head of TSA, airports may need to close if Congress does not restore funding soon. This is happening as travelers are facing what's being called the worst security line situation in TSA history. A deal to resolve the long lines on Capitol Hill has fallen apart, and Democrats made a counteroffer to Republicans that would restore Homeland Security funding and make changes to ICE. But Republicans have already rejected that proposal. Lawmakers are worried these lines could only get worse with the spring break travel season.
I'd vote to open up TSA right now. I mean, I don't care how we do this, 1 at a time, 5 at a time. I don't care. We need to, I'd have shut them down. We need to get them reopened.
TSA workers are set to miss a third paycheck because of the partial government shutdown. Hundreds of TSA employees have quit their jobs. The White House rejected Elon Musk's offer to pay the salaries of TSA workers, and a spokeswoman said the White House greatly appreciates the generous offer, but cited the, quote, great legal challenges it would impose. On social media, Musk made the same offer, saying he would support those who have been working without pay since mid-February. All right, Major League Baseball is back on WRAL with a doubleheader to celebrate opening day. First, the New York Mets will host the Pittsburgh Pirates. First pitch is at 1:15 p.m. Then in the West, the back-to-back World Series champions, Los Angeles Dodgers. They will visit the Arizona Diamondbacks. First pitch for that game is at 8:30 p.m. Again, you can watch both of these games right here on WRAL. Your time is 4:39 this morning. Faster than ever. FedEx is rolling out a new way to get your packages quicker than you might expect. What this could mean for your next delivery. Plus, watch your step. As temperatures rise, well, so do the risks hiding in your backyard and favorite outdoor spots. You gross a bug. What to look for and how to protect yourself before it's too late.
And our next weather maker is still well to our north, but it does begin to affect us tomorrow night. Ahead of it, we're really warm. It's going to be another roller coaster ride, though. I'll show you coming up.
From the WRAL Severe Weather Center, North Carolina's most experienced team of meteorologists.
443, taking a look at Pittsburgh this morning. It's mostly cloudy this morning. As the sun comes up, I think we'll probably see some sunshine peeking through. And as we get through the day today, we'll see sunshine on and off. So it's not going to be a completely gray day. The warm air has already arrived. Look at this, 55 in Fayetteville, 54 in Roanoke Rapids, 58 in Durham, 56 in Goldsboro. So it feels much more comfortable. You definitely don't need a big, heavy coat. And today you can eat your lunch outside. Yesterday was a little bit on the cool side for that, but we'll see 70 at lunchtime today. So we're going to give it the thumbs up. And then exercise this morning. You don't have to bundle up. Well, you needed the layers yesterday with temperatures in the 30s, but we're in the 50s this morning. And again, climbing nicely all the way up to almost 80 degrees this afternoon. I'll show you why it'll be short-lived and cooler for the weekend coming up.
It sounds good, Elizabeth. Well, a month-long fight over FEMA funding appears to be over. The State Department of Justice says FEMA filed a notice that it plans to reinstate hundreds of millions of dollars set aside for North Carolina. The agency canceled $200 million in funding as part of the Trump administration's efforts to downsize the federal government. The DOJ sued, saying FEMA cannot cancel funding that Congress already approved. A court agreed and ordered the agency to pay the money, but it hasn't yet. After a separate court order, FEMA now appears ready to release that funding. Lawmakers in D.C. are introducing a bill that would pause development of new data centers all across the country. Congresswomen Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and Senator Bernie Sanders, they are the ones behind this push. The pause would last until safeguards are in place to protect workers and nearby communities. Some local counties and municipalities have already decided against building facilities until they can get more information. And you can watch more about these data centers in the works in the Triangle on our WRAL YouTube channel. Duke Health has a new CEO. Dr. David Zas will lead the hospital system starting in May. He currently works as the CEO of Atrium Health Wake Forest Baptist in Winston-Salem. He held several leadership roles in the Duke system as well over a 20-year span, and that includes president of Duke Raleigh Hospital. FedEx is working to make deliveries even faster. The company is launching same-day delivery service. The same-day local service will let shoppers choose 2-hour or end-of-day delivery. 2 days after an accidental fire engulfed a Raleigh apartment complex, investigators are warning you to take precautions as the fire risk remains high. This fire, it is one of just several across our area recently. Firefighters say this time of year, a combination of drought and low humidity, well, that can lead to more instances of this happening. The North Carolina Forest Service is urging people to take steps to avoid this.
The message right now is to postpone any and all outdoor burning until those conditions improve, until we see a little bit of rain, where things just aren't going to ignite as easily.
Firefighters say improperly discarding smoky material is what caused this fire. And now that the weather is warming up, ticks are once again reemerging. So it's important to keep an eye out for them because they can carry Lyme disease. The Cleveland Clinic says deer ticks carrying the disease are commonly found in the woods with tall grass. Symptoms of a tick bite may include a bullseye rash, joint pain, even nerve issues. When it comes to prevention, it's best to keep your skin covered when outdoors. Wear long sleeves and tuck your pants into your socks. Dr. Christopher Bazzoli also recommends performing tick checks twice a day and using repellent.
Repellents are very effective. The same repellents that we use for like mosquitoes. DEET at the 20% concentration, safe for pregnant mothers and children. Applied is an effective repellent. If we don't like the texture of DEET, there are alternatives.
If you do find a tick on your body, be careful with removal. It's best to use tweezers and get as close to the skin as possible before pulling it off. You should then wash the area. Last person you need to tell this stuff to is meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner. Elizabeth, you love being outdoors and you always stay protected and prepared.
Well, I try. The thing with the ticks is it's tricky. The repellent does work well, but it's not, it's not foolproof. So as we get warmer, we're going to see more and more of that. We'll be close to 80 degrees for it today. So nice and warm for it today. Potentially record warmth for tomorrow as we climb into the upper 80s. But then tomorrow night, we have the chance of some scattered showers and thunderstorms before a much cooler weekend. What we'll see this morning heading out the door is mostly cloudy skies. You can see that we have the tower lit in purple. That's for clouds. 58 is our temperature. We have a southwest wind at 9 miles per hour. That southwesterly wind is really keeping things nice and warm for us for the next day or two. Some cloud cover that you can see, but you can tell it isn't covering the entire area, but expect those clouds to be with us on and off this morning. We should be nice and partly cloudy through the afternoon. 50s everywhere. Apex 57, 56 in Garner, 55 in Wake Forest, and that is a huge change from yesterday, anywhere from 20 to 25 degrees warmer. So big change. You don't need that big heavy coat. I came in the giant big puffy coat yesterday. You definitely don't need that today. All the warmth here, the yellows, the purples, the pinks even, are where temperatures are above normal. So we see that today and tomorrow, but it is short-lived because a cold front near Canada is going to swing down over the East Coast, and that's going to deliver much colder temperatures. But enjoy the next couple of days. Today and tomorrow, 79 Durham and Raleigh, 80 degrees in Fayetteville, so feeling really nice out there. The problem is we are in the peak of the yellow, nasty pine pollen season, and the other trees as well, oak and birch, which those two can be highly allergenic to people. 43 is our normal low. Tomorrow morning we're in the 60s, but we're back to near freezing on Sunday morning. So the roller coaster ride definitely continues. Same thing in the afternoons. A record high potentially of 87 Friday, and then 57 on Saturday. Huge drop. So don't let that surprise you. We could easily break records or tie records in both Fayetteville and Raleigh for tomorrow. We're looking at a cold front that's going to drop in on us for tomorrow as well. It's going to be late in the day, but that's going to help to bring us a chance of showers and storms, and then a cooler weekend. But we jump right back into the 80s just in time for the home opener for the Durham Bulls on Tuesday.
Just in time. All right, thanks, Elizabeth. Your time is 4:49. Back on screen. A familiar favorite returns while a powerful performance takes center stage once again. What's making headlines in Hollywood? Plus, a powerful voice. A new face steps into a major role tonight, but his journey there is just as compelling as the game itself. The inspiring story behind the voice. Good morning, Pittsboro. Hope you slept well as you're waking up here watching WRAL News. It is 4:53, and you can watch WRAL News on Hulu and the WRAL app or your TV or streaming device. This is your last chance to submit concerns about rate hikes in Rocky Mount. The proposed changes are for electric, water, stormwater, and environmental services. The city of Rocky Mount will hold a special meeting on Monday morning to discuss the hikes, and this is happening because of the city's financial crisis. Residents can submit written comments by 5 tonight via email. Meta and YouTube were found liable in a historic trial over social media addiction. The civil trial centered on a lawsuit filed by a now 20-year-old plaintiff. She alleged Meta and YouTube knowingly designed addictive platforms that harmed her mental health when she was a minor. The jurors awarded her $3 million in compensatory damages. Meta was found 70% responsible and YouTube for 30%. An iconic film is back in theaters, and an acclaimed play is revived with its playwright in the leading role. Here's David Daniel with our Hollywood Minute.
The day Rome falls, there will be a shout of freedom such as the world has never heard before.
Here's your chance to see Ben-Hur on the big screen. The 1959 epic, which won Best Picture and 10 other Oscars, has been remastered in 4K and returns to theaters March 29th for 4 days only. More info at fathomentertainment.com.
This store is my story.
Ince Choi wrote Kim's Convenience 15 years ago and originally played the part of the son. The play about a Korean family-run store inspired a television series and now a traveling revival of the acclaimed show in which he's playing the father.
But I always wanted to play Appa one day, and, I got older and had kids, and they call me Appa, so they've been preparing me for this role for their whole lives.
Kim's Convenience, what Choi calls his love letter to first-generation immigrants, is playing in Los Angeles through April 19th. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
So as you tune in to watch the big MLB opening day matchup on WRAL tonight, you'll also be introduced to the official voice of baseball for NBC. Jason Benetti was formerly a play-by-play announcer for the Chicago White Sox and the Detroit Tigers. He was also born with cerebral palsy. Benetti says that he doesn't allow his disability to define him. He compared his own path to the network and the valuable lessons learned on NBC's The Voice.
The person on stage is invisible. The person on stage gets to ply their trade. And if they do something that makes somebody who's such an expert say, I have to hear more of that, that's a beautiful thing.
You can hear more about Jason's story later this morning on Today. Your time is 4:56 this morning. Serious allegations. A new lawsuit claims popular apps failed to protect a North Carolina teenager from dangerous online contact. Hear what else that case is accusing. Plus, still searching for answers. A deeply personal conversation as Savannah Guthrie opens up about her mother's disappearance. The message she wants everyone to hear. And you know, longer days, well, that means it's the perfect time to get a head start on spring cleaning. 5 on your side will share the easy things you can do today to refresh your home.